Welcome back. Here we go. This is the position that I know that it's Rodriguez or something like that. Filipino player from 1972 Olympiad at, I don't know what it's called now, Skopje or something to that effect. This is the position that occurred between him and his opponent, which is even more unpronounceable for me to attempt, so I'm not going to. So this position occurred. What did White play here to win in a few moves? And there is a variation as well. So what would you play here in this position? Would you play Queen takes Queen? You can't play Bishop takes Pawn because you just lose the Queen. Would you move the Queen here or something else? Maybe here or maybe here, attacking the rook. So what did Filipino number 2 for the country at that time, I believe, 1972, play here? Well, White played the startling move, which looks like they've gone mad. Rook e6. Now what happened? The main line is this is Bishop e6. Now what? It looks like Black's just won a whole pawn, a whole rook for pawn. For pawn for a whole rook. So what does White now play is Bishop b5 check. Now whether or not Queen b5 check is any good, I'm not going to go into that because it isn't. You can have a look at that for yourself. So if Queen b5 here, then what would happen is Bishop d7, and Black is probably going to be quite happy, even though we have moves like this and Queen takes rook. So here Queen b5, probably the king will run away, probably to f8 or similar. So anyway, play went the following: Bishop b5 check. Now, short of disaster, Black plays Bishop d7 instead of king here, which is not very nice for Black after Rook d1, the only rook left, check, and soon it will be checkmate. I can show you how. So if here we will go, that's the checkmate, sorry, that's okay. So is that what actually happened? Bishop b5 and Rook e1. So that's a bit funny, isn't it? It's funny how I don't see these things. King d8, only move, because now the bishop can't take off from this defense of the king on e8 with the bishop check. So King d8, and then we have Queen c7 checkmate. So very, very similar. fe6, we have Bishop g6 check, and everyone can see the resulting position, I believe. King d8, Queen f8, and everyone can see it's checkmate after Black moves next move. So that's that wee little combination from New Zealand Chess Magazine in 1978, October issue. Now I bring you the game for today, where I'm actually Black, and so here it is, a 5-minute game. My opponent is 22006, not 06, 2206, rated for 5-minute chess on chess.com. Now I think my opponent is from Somalia, but I cannot verify same. The flag is very hard to see, or else it's United Kingdom, sort of like all the sort of like, what is it called now, the Congress of Countries and that sort of thing. Now this isn't the greatest move, bishop d6. It just gets some problems soon. But it's probably alright to have the bishop on that diagonal, but it just gets issues. So here, so obviously I want to get out of the pawn fork possibility for white here, so I play bishop c7. And here we have transposition to my favorite French defense variation with f5. So as promised, I always like to get rid of this, as any reasonable chess player will do. I'm just a reasonable chess player, of course, but I want to get rid of this white squared bishop of mine, which is weak in comparative to my black squared bishop due to these pawns on white squares that inhibit and disable my white squared bishop. So I want to get rid of it. So white helps me. This isn't actually a problem, because if pawn takes pawn, then I can just take this. But I did actually think, I did actually wonder to myself, could I have just taken that pawn? It probably would have offered up white a lot of play. I can see the sort of play here is this. Real quickly, for those that don't want to see too much this, and this is quite not very nice for black. So I don't even want to say for black, I want to say for white. If I take this bishop here now, then white would merely play bishop e6 check first, and then recapture with advantage white. So without going into that too much, I play b5. So that if the pawn, as previously mentioned, takes on f5, then I just take back with a knight. But there is a weakness coming up of mine that I wasn't really awake to. Bishop f3 doesn't look like anything going on yet. And here, if obviously queen takes pawn here, then I just merely play bishop takes c3, and the queen is under attack. I will show you. And so is white's rook on a1. So really the only move here for white to play here, sadly, is queen d1 to defend the rook from just being taken for nothing. So this would be resulting in a very nice game for black. Black can even play this, even though I have to stay around defending this e-pawn. So this is quite comfortable for black, just winning outright, I believe. The only move here again is here or here or here to defend the bishop that is now sitting loose on e3. So the queen would have to now defend it, or play rook a2, which is no good, because then I would just take the bishop on e3. So that's what happens if queen a4. So obviously that's no good for white. but it's always good to look at the basics. Now, what is my weakness here that I missed? I missed a weakness here. I played rook b3, that's okay. I can get away with that. But now what's my weakness? Now my weakness is pretty possibly easy to see. My weakness is here and here, as you will soon see. So rook a b8. It might actually be good that I allowed white without realizing it, because that's me being honest. Without realizing it, I'm under attack on this weakness and this weakness. So I'm not really thinking about my weaknesses, or weakness which I wasn't even aware of. I'm only thinking of attacking and this sort of thing eventually, once I get to play maybe knight f8 or something to defend my e-pawn. So I play, my opponent plays this, because of course if I play here like this, because I still haven't seen it, to be honest, knight f5, and my opponent just goes whip. Okay, so I here take this bishop, might as well, and this is queen f5, and what would you play here now? Would you play knight f8? Maybe that's quite good. I think that would invite something. What do you think it would invite? So if knight f8, I think it would invite this. Taking here, and obviously if I want to take this, it's like this, and it might be okay, but it's not the greatest position in the world for black, because black would probably be met with by this sort of player, queen g4, and then these pawns are starting to march and the bishop can come into its own as well. So anyway, that's not what occurred. So what did I play here? I played, oops, I played g6. I thought I lost the whole thing there. Now what did my opponent play? What would you play here? My opponent was quite feisty here with their response. Yes, they played knight h7. Whether this is any good or not is another question. I played queen h7, hoping to meet queen g6. Just joking, because then I'll just go queen g6, and I could get mated here. I could get checkmated here if I am careless. Actually, this is probably better for white than they played. I have to almost play here, but I can't because of e6. If I play here, this might be the best move, but it's still not very nice. If I go here, then I can get this at least, and rook takes knight. If I play here, if I play instead here, then we've got rook h6 checkmate. Ooh, ouch. So maybe my opponent failed here in playing rook g6. I played king h8. Now what did white play, which was quite sort of deadly looking, but what did I play against white's reply here? So white plays e6. Oh, this looks very damaging, and like, where am I to go? I go knight f8? No. If I go knight f8, then I have big trouble after that move. I lose on the spot, or I resign on the spot after my next move, which is white will either play queen f6 check or queen e5 check, and it's all over from there. You can all see that. What did I play? Is I played rook f8. Now, maybe this cut a spanner in white's positional understanding of this actual game. Now, white has only got one real move here to play, because notice that this knight on d7, if it's taken, the queen cannot happen next move because of bishop d8. Some cases white would be able to play this. If this was a knight, then they would be able to play queen f8 check and then rook g8 checkmate, but they can't. But there's a problem with white's next move, which causes great difficulty for them. Is what did they play? Yes, you guessed it, queen g5. So what did I play next, which finished the game ultimately? Good on you if you can see things in chess, because it's very, very good for your chess, no matter who you are, to be able to see what I'm talking about. So after queen g5, I did what? Yes, you saw it. Queen takes h3 checkmate. Even though I haven't put that in the game here, we will do it now. This is my last move, and my opponent obviously can't resign because I've lost. That's the end of this chess session for today on YouTube and shared on Facebook and else. Thank you.